Gamescom 2017 is over, and I think it is safe to say that it was a very successful year. 2017 and 2018 I think are going to be some amazing years for not just PC gaming but also console gaming as well, with the Xbox One X coming out later this year. So I'm very excited to bring you guys my top 10 games at Gamescom. This is not necessarily games that were just announced at Gamescom, but maybe games that we've had more updates on, things like that coming out very soon. But this is my personal top 10 list, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you have a personal top 10 list that you want to say down below in the comments, feel free to leave it there and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. But sit back, relax, and welcome to today's video. At number 10 we have a game that I wasn't quite sure if I was going to put it on the list or not. This is Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, a lot of people have hated quite a lot towards this game since of course it's Assassin's Creed. It feels like it's the same thing over and over again. Me personally, I've only actually played Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Black Flag all the way through. I have kind of dabbled in some of the other games, but I think Assassin's Creed Origins is something that really grabs my attention. This is mostly just because of the time era. I love the Egyptians and the ancient period, and this does indicate towards they're going back in time, where we were getting more and more modern in the last few games, but we're going back to the very beginning, and hopefully this means we'll stay around the ancient era. And even if they do decide to make games later on in the Assassin's Creed, they may not make too many more games since they know people are starting to get a little bit bored of it. But, you know, if they do start to stay back in this ancient era, what I'm most looking forward to, if we see some type of ancient Rome Assassin's Creed, that would be brilliant. But Assassin's Creed Origins, as you all know, set in ancient Egypt. You go around doing your assassin stuff. It looks beautiful. The scenery is amazing. The colours are really nice, and I love all the hunting mechanics and things that they've got in there. The wildlife looks incredible. But that's Assassin's Creed Origins, and that is why I put it at number 10. Number 9 is a game that I'm very much looking forward to, and I was very happy that this was announced. This is Jurassic World Evolution. It's made by Frontier, who also made a game you might have heard of called Planet Coaster. They also made Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which was a brilliant game. So we know the hands of Jurassic World Evolution is in good hands, and we know that hopefully they are going to live up to the hype. Now, there was a game quite a while ago called Operation Genesis, which was a lot like this, a sort of Jurassic Park theme park builder, which was a very successful game, and a lot of people have spoke very highly about it. I've not played it myself, but I've seen a lot of gameplay and it looks amazing. I can't wait for Jurassic World Evolution to come out, and I'll definitely be picking that one up and having a great time with it. Now at number 7 is a game we've seen quite a lot of before. It's been a very hyped game, and you know, it has to live up to this hype, which is a bit risky sometimes, as we know from unsuccessful hype games in the past. But this is Sea of Thieves, and the reason I'm adding this into number 7 is not because, well, before I thought this was an incredible game, I can't wait to get my hands on this, but the reason I think I put it in was to give you guys a quick update on it, and there has been confirmed that there's Xbox and PC crossplay, which is absolutely amazing. I don't think many games, if any games, have really done it very successfully in the past. So hopefully if we can get Sea of Thieves working well on crossplay, you'll be able to play on PC with Xbox players and vice versa. That would be absolutely incredible. I can't wait to get my hands on Sea of Thieves, get a crew together, go sailing the 7 seas, going to islands, catching loot, going and finding other players on other ships and crews, going and battling them, boarding their crews and sinking their ships as well. Sea of Thieves looks to be a very promising game if they can pull it off and everything they have promised. Wolfenstein II looks to be one of these single-player games that has a really immersive story and that can capture its audience very well. Of course, it is set in this era where the Nazis won World War II. They're taking over and spreading their regime everywhere, and of course you are in the resistance to try and take them out. It looks to have a very promising and strong storyline, and of course graphics look absolutely incredible. Hopefully Bethesda can pull this off, and maybe it's as successful as its first game in the franchise. We have a game that might not be very well known with you guys. You might not have seen too much of it as Gamescom, since it was sort of down in the shadows and not shown it too much. This is a Tannenberg. Now the reason I think Tannenberg is going to be a very promising game, since it is a standalone expansion to Verdun. Verdun was a trenchy World War I first-person shooter game where you had front lines mode. You have to work with your team defending the trenches, and then you push up. You can call in mortar bombs as NCOs, and I've been playing that a lot with with my mates recently. I love Verdun so much, especially once you've got a good group of squads together, and if you work together you'll do absolutely fine, but it's not really the game that you can go off on your own, and that's what I love about it. A lot of these first person shooters these days, it kind of relies on one-man armies, you're kind of racking up the points for yourself, but Verdun is a very team-based game. You have to call in the right orders, you have to work together, push forward at the same time, pull back at the same time, and hopefully Tannenberg is going to improve on that as much as possible. The graphics for the trailer look really, really nice, so I can't wait to get my hands on Tannenberg. At number 5 is a game that I've covered quite a lot on this channel, and I've also played it on this channel as well. I will have a lot more videos coming that on the build up to its release, and this is of course Kingdom Come Deliverance, the open world single player very story driven medieval experience where you go around the world following a storyline and of course doing side quests and things like that. It looks absolutely incredible, and I have played it. If you guys want to see some gameplay, go and check my channel out. There's a couple of entertaining videos on it, and I've had a lot of fun making those ones. But Kingdom Come Deliverance, we've seen more gameplay of it, we've also seen some more trailers, and it looks to be shaping up to be a really cool game. Looks like he's gonna have a strong villain, and as we know, a story is only as strong as its villain. So hopefully Kingdom Come Deliverance can pull off the game that they're hoping to. You can also pre-order it on Steam. Go and check out their Steam page. It's a brilliant game. I definitely recommend it. Yes, it does need a lot of optimization, so if you've got a weaker PC, you probably wouldn't be able to get into the beta, although that is actually closed at the moment, so I don't think you can do that anyway. But hopefully they'll optimize it for its release. But that is Kingdom Come Deliverance. At number 4 is Total War Warhammer 2. Now there was a lot of controversy on the release of Total War Warhammer 2 because it's straight after Total War Warhammer. People were wanting something different, but then CA explained that yes, they're having historical titles that are in the works at the moment, so no need to worry. But Total War Warhammer 2 I think is going to be much better than Total War Warhammer 1. Why is this? Because of the new factions. Now Total War Warhammer 1 is actually one of my favourite Total War games. It's different to all the other ones, but it works so well. I love all the factions, I love the orcs, they're probably my favourite ones to play as in the campaign, but Warhammer 2 looks like it's shaping up to be a brilliant game. We've got the lizard men and the Skaven and the high elves going around doing their thing, taking over, fighting each other, and I can't wait to get my hands on that as well. So I'll be covering a lot of Total War Warhammer 2 when that comes out, but that was shown at Gamescom, and I think it's shaping up to be the game we are all hoping for. And we are into the top 3, but what could be at the number 3 spot? Yes, you guessed it, this is Age of Empires Definitive Edition. Age of Empires 1, I've said this many times in my videos, Age of Empires 1 was the very first PC game I ever played, and actually the very first game I played full stop, so I can't wait to get my hands on this new, graphically updated, mechanically updated Age of Empires Definitive Edition. Looks like they're putting a lot of stocks out there, and just listening to the gameplay trailer and the gameplay that we saw, the sounds are so nostalgic. They're using the same sounds that they used in the original Age of Empires, and just listening to it just brought back so many memories. I can't wait to get my hands on Age of Empires Definitive Edition. Hopefully I'm going to be playing that a lot on this channel. So if you guys want to check more about it, make sure you go and look at their website and all the trailers and stuff on YouTube. At the number 2 spot is Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. Now a lot of my long-term subscribers may be wondering why this is at number 2. Because it's at number 2, get over it. But this is Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, probably one of my most hyped games this year. And of course we still don't know a release date, but we did see some more gameplay at Gamescom. We saw the new multiplayer mode, which I absolutely loved. I did a lot of analysis on that, which was a lot of good fun. But Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord is going to be this epic RPG type world map where you go into battles, building up your armies, gaining relations with different lords, making your economy bigger, and eventually rising up until you have the biggest kingdom. There's also going to be these amazing multiplayer community events that I'm going to be a part of, hopefully, and we'll be covering that a lot. Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord is an extremely hyped game, and hopefully Tailwolves can live up to all the hype they're getting. I'm thinking they are from what we've seen, but if you want to see any more coverage, any more information, make sure you just scroll back on my channel and you'll probably find a few videos or so, to say the least. And at the number 1 spot is Age of Empires 4. Now this is at the number 1 spot because No one was expecting this. No one knew that they were going to release a new Age of Empires game. We all thought that they were stopping at Age of Empires 3, they were just going to remaster all of them. Since they remastered number 2, they probably don't know if they're going to remaster Age of Empires 3 because that's already looking pretty decent at the moment. But of course they just announced Age of Empires Definitive Edition, so we didn't think there'd be any more announcements from the Age of Empires devs anytime soon. But nonetheless, here it came, straight out of nowhere. Age of Empires 4 was announced. It looks absolutely incredible. We don't know too much about it. There's only been some small artwork and things like that, so it's still very much a secret and in the shadows what we can expect from Age of Empires 4. But nonetheless, this is probably my most hyped game for hopefully 2018, if that's when it's going to come out. But at Gamescom 2017, this was the game that I was most excited when it was announced, because it just came out of the blue. What are your guys' favourite games that were announced at Gamescom? Make sure you leave a list down below, and if you want to see any videos on any of these games, make sure you also comment there. There's a lot of these games here that I have done some videos on, like Kingdom Come Deliverance, Age of Empires 4, I've done some talking about that, Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, of course, Age of Empires Definitive Edition, things like that I've done a lot of talking about. But if you want to go and check it out, make sure you go and scan my channel. But other than that, guys, I will see you in the next one.